Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
We now bring you the reports on Governor Adeleke's directive on Asset Inventory and Recovery Committee. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has directed the Asset Recovery and Inventory Committee to dig deep into circumstances surrounding state-owned helicopter allegedly parked at a private facility in Port Harcourt, River State. The governor gave the directive while receiving the report of the committee at the Esco Lounge of Governor's Office. Governor's Office correspondent Abdurrahim Adekilekun has more.
Presenting the report, Chairman of the Asset Recovery and Inventory Committee, Dr. Bashiru Salami, said the governor, upon assumption of office in November 2022, gave some executive orders based on the discovery of some anomalies in the management of state assets by past administration. He said his committee interfaced with all ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as all local governments, whose accounting officers were asked to submit all movable and immovable assets which were defended before the committee. According to him, quite a lot of government assets, including 580 vehicles, landed properties, buildings, and so on, have been converted to private uses. Dr. Salami said the committee is confident that the recommendations will guide the state government in project monitoring and evaluation, and thanked the governor for the confidence reposed in them, and thereafter presented the 138-page hardcover-bound copies of the report to the governor.
In the course of our assignment, we saw that the past administration, most of the political functionaries took government property as personal. And in a situation where you have about 580 cars out of the government, taken away by the past political functionaries, and see some properties malhandled, you feel sorry for the state.
Responding, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke said the report marked another milestone in the history of his administration. He commended the committee for doing a great job and promised that the government will study the recommendations and implement it in the best interest of the state.
They have done a human job, they have done a good job. We are going to look into it, study it, and I'm 100% sure that all the recommendations will be utilized.
He directed the committee to dig deep into the issue of the state-owned helicopter, which was said to have been abandoned at a private facility in Port Harcourt, River State.
We still have one asset that has not been recovered, our helicopter, as we want us to dig into it. Though you have submitted your report, but I'm giving you some few weeks to see what you can come up with the helicopter. Where is our helicopter? The last debate that we had, we told us that the helicopter is in Port Harcourt. We don't have the address. I think you have to look for someone that lives in Port Harcourt and then find out to go and look for that address and find out the name of the company and the number. We want to know the state of the helicopter. We better for us to buy a new one than to repair it or to fix it. But I still know that I'm sure not all the parts are bad. Even though we cannot have it, let's find a way to sell the parts. Whatever money that we can have, so we can use it for our people. To fix more roads, to fix more schools, hospitals, water supply, and etc.
He restated the resolve of the state government to train and retrain the Amotekun Corps as a way of strengthening community policing in the state. At the presentation were the Deputy Governor Prince Kola Adeusi, Secretary to the State Government Alhaji Teslimi Gwalaye, Chief of Staff to the Governor Alhaji Kasim Akinleye, and the Head of Service Mr. Anyoleye Aina. It has been Abdurrahim Adekilekun reporting.
With barely 6 days to the Presidential and National Assembly elections in Nigeria, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has assured residents of the states to go about their lawful businesses peacefully as he held security meeting with all service chiefs in the state. Again, Abdurrahim Adekilekun reports.
The meeting, held behind closed doors with representatives of all security agencies, including the Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Navy, the Police, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense, Nigerian Immigration, Customs, Federal Road Safety Corps, Nigerian Correctional Services, Department of State Security Services, the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and Amotekun Corps. After the meeting, which lasted for hours, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke said this month's meeting is strategic in view of the general election that is around the corner. Senator Adeleke said the meeting identified all flashpoints and mapped out relevant security strategies to combat any possible breakdown of law and order.
The spots that we're having problem, so they have to map it out, and then of course we have our strategies. I'm not going to talk about our strategies that we have, but then the security that are going to work out the strategy that we have so that we can have a very peaceful election. That's the purpose of today's meeting. Yes, of course, I'm always saying that everybody should go about their normal election is not war. Just go and vote your choice, and be peaceful.
He therefore called on the people of the state to come out en masse on the day of the election to exercise their franchise, saying that there will be adequate security before, during, and after the election. Also speaking with Osbc News, the Osun State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Kehinde Ilonge, said the command and all other security agencies are resolved to nip any crisis in the bud. He therefore called on residents of the state to be rest assured of adequate protection of life and property before, during, and after the polls.
Osun State should expect that there's going to be a peaceful election, devoid of rancor violence. Everybody should come out en masse to vote and eschew violence. It's going to be a successful one by His grace.
It has been Abdurrahim Adekileku reporting.
Segment. Nigeria's Flying Eagles' hope of winning the 8th continental title in the ongoing 2023 African Under-20 Cup of Nations in Egypt suffered a setback after recording 1-0 loss to Senegal in their opening Group A match. The Senegalese striker Slimani Faye scored against the Flying Eagles 5 minutes before the end of the first half to ensure that the young Lions of Teranga claimed the victory. During the match, the Eagles failed to convert their chances and allowed the Senegalese to grow in the game. Alade Adams and Ibrahim Mohamed were both close for opening the score in the encounter but failed to apply the needed finish as they sent their efforts wide of the target. While on the foreign scene, at least 36 people have been killed in heavy flooding and landslides, forcing some cities to cancel annual carnival celebrations in the Brazilian state of Sao Paulo.
Hey, this kid, how are you guys on one? Harabale. 1,000. We go once play tire. Harabale now.
Madam, hello lówó wa. Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Ó yá.
Bring your phone.
Ah, 10,000.
10,000. Now wow, 1,000 naira credit. Now you dey turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
Are you in senior secondary school? Do you have what it takes to be the next ULesson academic champion? If yes, then get ready to put your academic skills to the test. Introducing the ULesson National Academic Tournament. Represent your school and compete for a chance to take home the grand prize of 3 million naira plus other amazing prizes. To learn more or register for the challenge, visit ulesson.com/challenge. ULesson, love learning.
The major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. I'm Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola. Good night.